Hi, I'm STARBORN. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not worry about the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is The Finish. And that is because yesterday we had a very powerful new moon at 27 degrees of Virgo. And there were actually 6 planets in the practical, realistic earth signs, all harmoniously trining each other. And 5 of them were in Virgo. So yesterday, the Sun, new moon, Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, Mars, and Venus were all in Virgo, and they were trining Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is retrograde, but it is going to go direct by the 29th of the month. So things can be zooming ahead by the end of the month or early October. And these things have a lot to do with what Virgo rules. It's the traditional ruler of the 6th house of work. And so it rules employer-employee relations, and it rules your job and job performance issues. And Virgo also rules being of assistance or service to others, and it rules those types of professions. So it rules teaching and nursing and being a public servant, such as a fireman or a policeman. And it also rules people who do social work or any kind of community volunteer. And Virgo also rules details and facts, because its ruler, Mercury, is the planet of the mind. So Virgos are very analytical, and they're very good problem solvers. Virgo also rules accounting and accountability, and it rules the whole central nervous system, and it rules nutrition or your diet. So all those things are certainly emphasized with 5 planets in the sign of Virgo under yesterday's new moon. But your long-term security and your career can be emphasized, because that's what Capricorn rules, and Pluto in Capricorn is trining those planets. Together, those 6 planets are trining the sign of Taurus. And Taurus rules the traditional 2nd house of how you make your money and what you spend it on or invest it in. So this is a time, as we go forward now, when big money can be made and spent very wisely in a cost-effective, efficient, and very productive manner. Those are the things that the earth signs rule. And so those are the things that are emphasized now. And because Virgo is an analytical sign, and Virgos are very good at logical problem solving, this is a time when a lot of problems that have to do with financial matters, work issues, business issues, or health concerns can be finally answered in some way that ends a debate or discussions, or finally indicates that things need to be wrapped up or finished in some way, so that the discussion and the debates can be over and people can sort of get on with it, which is what this finish is all about. It's a finish of things that had been pending, or things that had been on the shelf, or things that had been stalled. It's a finish to all of that. And so, despite the fact that there are 7 planets in the mutable signs in a harsh T-cross, the 5 planets in Virgo are being squared by Saturn in Sagittarius, and they're being opposed by Neptune in Pisces, that's 7 planets. Despite those challenges and ongoing delays or obstructions or deceit even, this is a time when there can be a lot of good answers and practical problem solving that can result in solutions right now, simple solutions that can help us all go forward. So this is a time when the arguments have got to be over, because this is really a time when we just have to get on with it instead. So if you have been undecided about anything, that's what's finished. And it just is a time to instead go forward And I think that's what we're all going to do based on practical concerns, because the most important thing about this new moon is that it shows us all that we have to face reality, that we can't run away from it anymore, and that the truth has to be faced. And so that's why any kind of deception or kidding ourselves is finished right now. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, I think that there is perhaps a matter that has to do with your career or with a personal or legal relationship that is more or less culminating right now or will soon do that. And the reason why is that Pluto in Capricorn is squaring Uranus in your sun sign, and that is an indication, since Pluto is going to go direct in another week or so, that there can be changes in management or changes in policies that might prove to be very challenging for you. So that is coming up. But even sooner than that is the fact that Jupiter in Libra is opposing Uranus in your own sign. Uranus is retrograde, so it is at 28 degrees today, and it is going backwards. So the next degree it's going to hit is the 27th degree of your sign. And Jupiter is going forward. And so it's at 26 degrees of Libra, and the next degree it's going to hit is the 27th degree of Libra. When both of these planets are exactly opposite each other, there could be the possibility of a separation that indicates some sort of finish in your life. And I think that instead of emphasizing the finishing part of it, I would say that some legal matter or some partnership issue, that's what Libra rules, is going to culminate right now. And since oppositions indicate separating aspects, there could be some sort of culmination that creates a separation of one sort or another. And if it's a legal one or a legal matter, the reason why I think it's culminating is there could be another phase to it, but the current phase is culminating, or a current partnership is culminating. And I think that that is coming right up, certainly by the end of the month or the 1st of October. So you do have that to look forward to with this idea of things are finished and now we have to face reality. So I think you'll have to do that, Aries. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, you couldn't be in a better spot. Even though you had been sorely challenged by fierce competition under the 2 eclipses that occurred in August, and you may have had sort of a rough summer, right now, under that Virgo new moon yesterday with 5 planets in Virgo trining your sun, and now with Pluto in Capricorn also trining your sun, you are the beneficiary of all of that light and power heading straight towards you, Taurus. So this is a time when even if you didn't win a lot of things, or even if you had to suffer some losses or setbacks over the summertime, I think that this is a time when if you sort of hung in there, as I was urging you to do, Taurus, that you can be rewarded for that. It could be from an improvement in your health. It could certainly be from an improvement in your bank book. It could be from an improvement in your career, meaning that if you have applied for some sort of promotion, you just might be hearing good news about that right about now. Or it can simply be that you have made some wise investments to increase your long-term security. So what I'm saying is, if there has been any health issue or work issue or investment issue that has been pending or on the shelf or stalled, this is when that can be finished, Taurus, and you certainly could zoom ahead with your plans, because you would have an awful lot of backup support. And so my hat's off to you, Taurus. I think that perhaps if you've had a rough time over the summer, this is when you will be rewarded for your perseverance. And this is when you certainly should not sit on the sidelines, but go forward right now, because I think you're going to do wonderfully well. And that is because there are no planets in any of the fixed signs. There's nothing really stopping you. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, it's just the opposite for you, I'm sorry to say, and that is because yours is a mutable sign, and there are 7 planets in a harsh T-cross in mutable signs. So all 5 planets in Virgo under yesterday's new moon were squaring your sun. Neptune in Pisces is squaring your sun, and Saturn in Sagittarius is opposing your sun sign. You need help, Gemini, and that help should come from willing partners who are talented, and they could do your talking for you, which is a good idea. You do have the law on your side because Jupiter in Libra is trining your sun, but you really need some good people who are articulate and can explain things in an even-handed way, not only to do your talking for you, but you just need to lean on them right now, Gemini, because you are surrounded on all sides by people who want to challenge you. And you know, you could almost feel as if a lot of people were throwing punches at you right now. Well, bob and weave if you have to. Avoid them, duck, and let other people really help you out, the ones that are really anxious to do that, because they'll do a good job and they could resolve some issues for you right now, Gemini, that you yourself wouldn't be able to succeed at. That's why you've got to sort of really rely on your friends right now and let them help you as much as they can. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I think that you may be deciding to sort of pare something down or throttle back a little bit in your own efforts. And that's because there aren't as many planets in cardinal signs. Yes, Uranus in Aries is still squaring your sun, Jupiter in Libra is squaring your sun, and Pluto in Capricorn is opposing your sun. So the area that you may want to throttle down or pull back on a little bit would be in your career. And that's because that Pluto is really backed up by that new moon in Virgo with 5 planets trining it. And it's about to go direct, and when it does, it will be stronger, and it opposes your sun sign. And so there can be some changes in management or policy decisions at work that you had not been anticipating, but when that happens, based on practical, simple solutions, you may not like that. And for that reason, I think that you should sort of think about diverting your energies in a little different direction right now. Neptune in Pisces is trining your sun, and so this is a better time for you to be concentrating on what you'd rather be doing anyway, some sort of dream or hope or wish of yours, or some sort of charitable work that you're interested in. Those would be better choices right now, Cancer. The Virgo new moon and all those planets there do sextile your sun. So there are opportunities to improve your health or your diet or your job performance if you want. But something is finished, and I think that it can be finished because matters beyond your control are changing, and you might not like the way that they're changing, and for that reason you should concentrate a little bit more on your own desires. That's not being selfish. What it is self-preservation instead, and that's what you should be concentrating on. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is a time when, surprise, Leo, there aren't any planets in your sign at all. In fact, there are not a lot of planets in fire signs. Yes, Saturn in Sagittarius is still trining your sun, and Uranus in Aries is also trining your sun. But that Saturn is really under a lot of duress right now and cannot be backing you up too much. And so even old friends may not be available because they have problems of their own right now, and so you can be a little bit more on your own. The new moon in Virgo was right ahead of your sun sign with all 5 planets there, and so it might be that you're starting something new or getting ready to start something new, so you can be finished with trying to decide what to do or waiting on other people to make up their minds, and you can be deciding, well, maybe you should just start something a little bit at a time yourself. And that, as long as you're willing to face reality, you could increase your job skills a little bit more, you could improve your health a little bit more, you could go forward with some sort of good simple plan that can solve problems little by little. So those things are available for you and I think that you should go forward, not in a big splashy way, because I don't think you have enough support for that, Leo, but take it step by step, because nobody can stop you if you do that. And besides, there are no planets in the fixed signs. There really isn't anything stopping you. It's just that I don't think that you are going to be able to do something in a big splashy way right now, but you can succeed little by little as long as you stick to practical reality right now, because that's what we all have to do. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is the new moon you've been waiting for. Yes, it's in your sign, but there are 5 planets there. Wow, Virgo, you are absolutely loaded with talent right now, and with good answers to things that you have been working on very hard for a while. So with the sun, new moon, Mercury, your own ruler, and Mars and Venus all in your sign, and Pluto in Capricorn trining your sign, this is simply a wonderful time for you to come up with good solutions. And these good solutions can be very valuable information for other people, because not everyone has your keen logical way of thinking. And so you may be able to give simple answers to complex problems right now that you've been working on really hard. And a lot of people can appreciate that, because this is the time when everybody has to come down and face reality right now. So dream time is over, and coasting is over, and being undecided or letting things stall, all of that is finished right now. And so it can be that people are going to be turning to you, Virgo, for some well thought out answers, and you certainly are going to have them. But as on just a personal level, I think that this is a time, despite deceit or obstacles or delays, that you should go forward with a plan that you have put together that you know is affordable. And that is because I think you've been able to break down your goals or your plans into simple, affordable steps. And this is the time to launch something, Virgo, and get it going. Because I don't think you're confused about anything, and I don't think you're undecided about anything. You've got the answers, so now's the time to follow through with them. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is a time with Jupiter at 28 degrees and about to hit the 27th, or at 26 degrees and about to hit the 27th degree in your sign, in exact opposition to Uranus, which is about to hit the 27th degree in Aries, that you should anticipate some sort of separation or culmination in your life, Libra. And the culmination can be the result of a lot of irons that you've had in the fire this year. You know, with Jupiter in your sign, you could have been pretty enthusiastic about a lot of things, and it sort of had too much to do during a lot of times. But there can also be a time, this is a time when we all have to face reality, and it may have something to do with a legal matter or a partnership issue. And it could be that something is going to sort of pull apart or separate in your life, Libra. And this is when you can be ready for that. That might not really bother you. It can be something that you've been preparing for. And with Pluto in Capricorn squaring your sun and about to go direct, there can be some changes in management or in policies in large corporations or government agencies that you may not quite agree with. And so you may decide that you're better off by yourself. And you could be right about that. And you also could be, you may have prepared well enough over the summer that you are ready to go forward just on your own. And I think this would be a good time to do that, Libra. So I think that if things are going to enter a sort of a separating phase, you know, that would just lighten your load. And that means that you would just be free to do the things that you want to do your way, Libra. And so congratulations. I think you're going to really like that. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, there aren't any planets in any of the fixed signs, so there isn't anything that is really coming up to oppose you or challenge you, Scorpio. And the new moon in Virgo, along with 5 planets there, including your ruler, Mars, we're all sextiling your sun. And Pluto in Capricorn, your other ruler, is also sextiling your sun. So there's 6 planets in a harmonious aspect right around your sun sign. And even though there isn't anything in your sun sign, Scorpio, boy, do you have a cushion of opportunity and support around you. And it all has to do with a health issue or a business matter or with your long-term security. And it can be that there can be some more money coming your way because you are getting real practical about things these days. And that's good, because when you face reality, it's a sign that you're ready to sort of grow up and go on with life. And that is good, Scorpio. So there can be more opportunities coming your way, particularly by the end of October, because on October 11th, Jupiter comes into your sun sign. So you are on the verge of change, Scorpio, but I think that it is going to be change for the better and something that will make you happier. And it'll all come because you're ready to face reality, and so are a lot of other people. All right, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, this is a time that is, it's a time you'll remember for the rest of your life, because you are the person that really has to face reality right now. And you can't put it off. You can't kid yourself. You can't make excuses. You can't avoid the truth. It is on your doorstep, Sagittarius, and that is because the Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, and Mercury in Virgo are all squaring your sun, and Neptune in Pisces is also squaring your sun sign. And there isn't a lot of support in the fire signs anymore, which you have been enjoying for most of this year. But now Uranus is the only planet trining your sun, and that planet is under duress and has troubles of its own. So you can feel challenged on all sides, but it simply means that there's a lot of pressure on you right now to come up with some really valid solution to a health problem or to a job controversy or challenge or to something where you more or less just have to make a change. And it's now. In other words, sitting on the fence, making excuses, stalling, all of that is finished. So there is really something that you have been doing for most of the year that's over, Sagittarius. And you have to face that, accept that, and go on. And the problem is you're going to have to really go on almost by yourself. And I hope it's towards starting something new. I think the only way for you to get out of the quandary that you have to face is to decide to go in a new direction and do it today. And that you've got to do it, because you can't go back, and you can't make any more excuses. You just simply have to go forward now, Sagittarius, and start something new. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when you are really loaded with good luck. And that good luck is practical. In other words, with 5 planets in Virgo, trining Pluto in your sun sign, and with Pluto about to go direct, you are moving into a position of greater truth and power. And the 5 planets in Virgo can assist you or help you and finish something up. And it can be, you can be finishing up or putting the final finishing touches on a long-term goal or plan that you have had for a while. I mean, it's not anything new. It's something that you have been thinking about and preparing for, and that preparing time is over, and this is a time of culmination when you really can see what the next steps are, and you can see that you can afford it. So whether you are taking just small affordable steps, or whether you are deciding that yes, you can afford to go all the way toward a plan right now, this is a time to do it, Capricorn, because the Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, and Mercury are all lending you wonderful support. And if there's any question that you want to have answered, there's going to be plenty of people around with really good answers that can be quite helpful to you. So I don't think there's anything stopping you, Capricorn, whether it's involving investments or your health or your career. It's all systems go right now, Capricorn, and so this is sort of the time for you to launch. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, there aren't any planets in the fixed sign, so there's nothing really stopping you right now, except that you could be somewhat amazed by some sort of jarring surprise that could happen. And that is because your ruler, the planet Uranus, is caught up in a T-square in cardinal signs. And it is being activated exactly by Jupiter in Libra. And that could create some sort of controversy around you, Aquarius. In other words, it could be a legal or a partnership controversy or challenge that may happen to somebody else, but it is going to have an effect on you, Aquarius, as well. And that means that if you have to react to something rather suddenly because it's surprising, you would have good legal advice because Jupiter and Libra is still trining your sun, but you'd also have a lot of help from people that just plain like you. And you should lean on that and ask for help from them because they would be really good sources of information and assistance for you, as there is the possibility you can be thrown off balance a little bit by something that happens in the life of somebody else who's sort of close to you right now, or even in a work situation. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is the time when you really have to face reality. And guess what, Pisces? It's sort of harsh, cold reality. And that is because there are 5 planets in Virgo under the new moon yesterday, which are all opposing your sun sign, and Saturn in Sagittarius is squaring your sun sign. So I think that you are going to be disappointed, Pisces, in something. It may have something to do with a work record, or it may involve some sort of academic record even, because Sagittarius rules higher education and Virgo rules employment. So you could be disappointed in something right now. And the reason why you could be disappointed, Pisces, is because I think that you have been, for most of the year, sort of having things your own way. Or when you've had to do something else, you've been able to sort of coast into something else. And so you've been living life more or less on your own terms and been pretty happy about that. And now I think you're going to have to face stark reality. And I think that that will represent a disappointment for you. There are no planets in the other water signs. You're sort of on your own. And so this is a time when you can only deal in reality, not dreams, not excuses, not evasion, not kidding yourself, not being in denial, but you just simply have to face the truth. And I don't think you're going to like it, Pisces, but when we all face reality, that is when we can see what our problems are, and we can also work on solutions. And so maybe by waking up from the dream or waking up from coasting along, you will be able to finally come up with a solution that will really lead to greater happiness in your future. At least that's what I hope. All right, thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.